I made the point yesterday that Australia's new Prime Minister has had a significant makeover. He dresses superbly, and the sentiments he's expressed, as with the Queen and other matters, bring him great credit. I also said yesterday, though, it was on policy that he would become unstuck, and I made reference to energy policy. I also said that the business of calling a public holiday was unaffordable. On energy policy, one of my viewers has written this, and I quote, "As night follows day, the age of enlightenment, heralded by the reign of Elizabeth I, is now the age of endarkenment, as we farewell the salad days of Elizabeth II and forsake the lessons that made Great Britain great. The Albanese pre-election promise," he writes, "of smothering fossil fuels that enriched our lives, with man-made laws pretending to control the climate, with empty promises that this can be done, have been passed into law. With a few outstanding exceptions," writes my correspondent, "the watchdogs of the Senate have been asleep. And over the doors of an ill-informed and misinformed Parliament, the entry portico should be embellished with the words, 'Abandon hope, all ye who enter here,'" unquote. Well, thank you, John, because the energy policy, which would have us believe that man can control climate, is unbelievably now law. Those who purport to represent us are planting the seeds of economic ruin. Then there's the public holiday, to mourn. And here the public have also spoken. Nicole writes, quote, "Has the Prime Minister really thought this through? Did he consider the number of businesses, such as restaurants and shops, that will now have to pay everyone double time to remain open on that day? Did he consider casual workers who work weekdays only and will now lose income on that day?" Unquote. Says Nicole, "Our school had a fundraiser planned for the 22nd. It was in the making for months. What do we do now? The sooner we become a republic," she writes, "the better. Never have I been more ready for it." Well, Nicole, becoming a republic won't help you. These are issues of public policy. Heather writes, and she's spot on, quote, "Rather than punishing the economy, penalising those on casual work and other disruptions, we could honour our hard-working monarch, who rarely, if ever, had a day away from duty, by having a day of mourning that was not a public holiday, but a solemn one in which we kept working to our fullest capacity as a mark of respect for the way she fulfilled her role," unquote. How is it I often think that people like Heather are smarter than those who purport to lead us? Steve says, quote, "Anyone who wishes to watch Elizabeth's funeral live on TV can do so on the evening of Monday, September 19. What's the point of a disruptive public holiday 3 days later?" Unquote. But John perhaps sums it up best, quote, "A public holiday is proclaimed with less than 2 weeks' notice and insufficient time to manage cancelled clinics, treatments and surgeries. The Queen died, and to honour this, it seems other people are going to have to die as well," unquote. Well, this is the point I'm making about leadership and public policy. Politicians get there into office and somehow believe they have a divine right to be right. I don't know about Mr Albanese and premiers, but I have felt a deep sense of mourning since I heard the news. And that sense of mourning continues to invade my thinking. I believe in the extraordinary benefits conferred on us by a constitutional monarchy. I understand what Australia, in its formative years, adopted from the British example, which gave us above all else a democracy, a system of government shared by only 21 nations in the world, 6.4% of the population. I'm grateful for our British heritage. I'm happy to honour the monarch. And in Elizabeth, one can simply say, we'll never see her like again. But she was a worker, and we can honour her and mourn for her while we work. Never in recent times has the need been greater for this nation to get back to work. This is a policy position by the federal and state governments designed to earn some brownie points. It is sending all the wrong messages.